Beautiful Wednesday morning. Today is the 4th of March 2026. It's just 4 days in the month of March, and of course, the Ghana month is still with us. Love Ghana, treat Ghana well. Earlier this morning, when I was presenting the motivation message, I was asking you if Ghana were your mother, how would you treat, Mother Ghana? How would you treat your mother? Treat Ghana well. Don't litter, don't be corrupt, pay your taxes. Well, talking about taxes, let's have a conversation on taxes, all right? And today, I just want us to talk about something that touches every single one of us. So whether you are a trader at KGTR, maybe a contractor at Asokwa, for you maybe you're a cocoa farmer in Mampong, or maybe a young entrepreneur building a startup here in Kumasi. Every time you pay for a service, every time a business issues you a receipt, VAT is involved. Now Ghana is introducing significant reforms to the VAT system. Reforms that could affect prices, compliance, business growth, government revenue, and ultimately the cost of living. So the question is, are these reforms going to make our tax system fairer and more efficient? Will businesses breathe easier or feel more pressured? Will consumers like myself and you pay more or see relief? And most importantly, will this strengthen Ghana's economy? Today, we will bring the conversation directly to the source, and the source is right here with us in the studios of Love 99.5. We got a friend from the Ghana Revenue Authority. His name is Mr. Dominic Nate, and he is CRO DTRD Free Zones Unit Head of Monitoring and Evaluation and Adjunct Lecturer, GRA Training School. Mr. Nate is right here with us in the studios of Love 99.5. Mr. Nate, good morning.
Good morning.
So what is the CRO and the DTRD and all that? What are they?
CRO is Chief Revenue Officer.
Okay, Chief Revenue Officer. Okay.
And the DTRD is the Domestic Tax Revenue Division of the GRA.
Oh, okay. And the Free Zones Unit? The
Free Zones Unit is a unit set up by GRA to monitor and oversee the activities of free zone companies, companies that are enjoying the free zone concessions in Ghana.
I see.
Yeah.
Forgive us, my technical team just let's go for commercial break. Well, apologies to our listeners out there for a brief technical challenge we had. But Mr. Nate is still with us in the studios of Love 99.5, and we're about to talk about the new VAT reforms. Now, my very first question to you, Mr. Nate, has to do with the fact that I would like for you to share the rationale behind the passage of the VAT Act 2025 Act 1151. What would you say the rationale behind it, was?
Thank you very much. Good morning once again to listeners.
Yeah, and of course our viewers, because we're live on YouTube. On Love 99.5 as well, yeah.
Sure. For the VAT new act, which came into effect last January, 1st January, came to eliminate a lot of distortion in the old act. The last time we made a comprehensive review of the VAT system was 2013, which is about 13 years now. It has suffered a lot of amendments. We have about 12 or so amendments. They are all fragmented in small pieces of acts. So the rationale was to bring everything together in one comprehensive book so that reading becomes friendly and also understanding is made clearer. We also have a lot of distortions in the previous act because we moved away from normal VAT system to a sort of cascading of the tax where input taxes were treated in a way that seemed novel in Ghana. It was not done in that way in the past and in other jurisdictions, but then we happened to do that, making the system complicated. So this reform is to the Act 1151 came to make it easier, user-friendly, understanding, and clearer for people to operate the VAT system, and also to eliminate some of the distortions that were in the previous Act.
I see. Now, there are some concerns from some traders, because some traders argue, that moving from a 4% flat rate to a 20% standard VAT will increase prices. Now, when prices increases, the customer would also bear the brunt. So, is this accurate? The concerns from traders, how accurate is it?
That is, no, is the answer.
Okay.
It is not true. Such people are looking at it from only the output tax side. When you talk of output tax, that is what you charge as a business person when you are selling your wort or you are charging your customers. But the VAT system operates on input and output way. So when you are buying or when you are putting your acts together as a business person, definitely you incur cost, which involves VAT. You pay VAT, and that is what we call input taxes.
Okay.
Those input taxes become part of your business cost if you are operating under the 4% or the flat rate. But when you are operating under this current one or the standard rate, you have the right to deduct the input tax. So you don't add it as part of your cost build-up. If you add it as a cost build-up and you charge the VAT on it, it means you are cascading the tax, and that is what makes the prices higher.
Would that be an offense if somebody does that?
Yes, we cannot strictly determine how people price their activities.
Okay.
But the best way is to teach the people how to go about it so that they don't cascade the tax.
Have they been taught?
Yes, we have done a lot of sensitization. We met trade unions, we met the trade associations, their leadership, had conversations with them. We have also developed guidelines of how to calculate or build up your costs and all those things.
So if you've trained the leaders or created that awareness and sensitization, is it for them to train their members on the ground?
Partly so, and also GRA is to go around, which we are doing. Okay. We have been to a lot of radio stations, television stations. We have the offices or what we call the TSCs have also engaged in some sensitization with their local taxpayers, which is ongoing. Isn't
this a practical thing? Yeah, we appreciate when you come on radio and television and explain it to us, because we are also consumers. We go out there. If they're not doing the right thing, we ought to be aware and be able to stand our grounds and challenge them to do the right thing. But for them who are the traders themselves, how are you reaching out to them to let them know and appreciate how it's calculated?
Yes, we invite our taxpayers. We do one-on-one sensitization, and we also do seminars that we invite taxpayers and we bring them on board. We even go to marketplaces to talk to them and show them how the computation is supposed to be done. I must confess that we have not done much yet. We are still doing it. It's
a work in progress.
Yes.
So you said a big no to the question as to, some traders argue that moving from 4% flat rate to the 20% standard VAT will increase prices. The answer from you was an absolute no.
Yes.
So why are some consumers reporting price increases, if the system is designed to reduce costs? Why are consumers complaining?
Okay, so it all boils down to the misunderstanding by the traders or business people in the calculation or cost build-up.
Okay.
Let me give you a scenario. The fact that you are charging 4% doesn't mean when you are going to buy, you will not be charged. The standard rate person who is the manufacturer, or when you have imported the goods and you are coming into the country, at the port you pay the standard rate, which is the VAT on your input. Because now the Act has allowed you to deduct all the inputs, you are not supposed to add that input as cost, because you have the right to deduct that from your output tax. So you don't, when you are building your cost, it should be the price of the item minus the tax you paid, the VAT you paid. And then you put on your margin. If it is 10% or 20%, you add your margin. The margin is not added to the cost plus the tax. No, the tax shouldn't be featured over there. So when you are deducting your input tax from the cost, the price base becomes lower, and then you charge the VAT on the cost plus your margin. But what they have been doing, which is the wrong thing, is that the cost is there, and then the VAT they paid as input tax is still added to the cost before they charge their margin.
So which means that the sensitization and everything has not gone down really well.
Yes,
and
I must confess.
You must confess to that.
Yeah.
And that is why consumers are complaining. Because oftentimes we have had conversations where we are saying, for example, that aside from the VAT issues that we've been talking about, that inflation has slowed down. And in as much as prices of goods are not rising as speedily as possible, in some instances, people are complaining that they're not even feeling it. It could be some of these things that are being done. So what is the plan going forward to ensure that the right things are done per the calculations?
So we are engaging and we'll continue to engage. In fact, the sensitization is very key for us to understand, because we are coming from a previous regime where they were not allowed input taxes on even the levies they pay. And so all those things were adding to the cost. Now you have the right to deduct even the levies as input tax. And so prices are expected to come down.
So why didn't we do this sensitization and training and education before we rolled out the new reforms?
The fact that I said we have not done much doesn't mean we have not done at all. We have done some. We have engaged. We have developed guidelines and shared with taxpayers.
But obviously, it's not. The impact is not being felt.
Yes, so that's why we are here today, so that we will do more, and then they will also understand and stop cascading the tax to make things expensive.
From where you sit and what you know, could it also be intentional on the part of some of the business owners?
I may not say yes, but I will not doubt that as well, because people will always want to take advantage of the system. And this could be one of such.
I get so, but has the increase in VAT, registration threshold also created some unfair competition? Will you say?
Not at all.
It has
not. It has rather brought a fairness into the system. And previously, the fact that you are the threshold has increased to 750,000 does not mean those who are below the threshold are not paying VAT. When they are purchasing from their suppliers and things, they will pay the standard rate, and that will be part of their cost. But they don't have the right to charge VAT anymore, because and as such, the VAT they have paid when they were purchasing become cost to them. So it also raised their price a little. So the difference between those down there and those who are registered is not much. And also it brings fairness because of the distortions that we were having in the previous system. Everybody is now moved on to the standard rate. And those businesses that are below 750, they are all going to be treated the same, and so it doesn't put anybody at any advantage over the other.
A question popped up on my mind that for those who are doing the wrong things out there, you're giving a lot of education, you're sensitizing people and all that, but genuine ones could say, well, we have not understood it, and that's how come we're doing the wrong calculation or computation or inputs. But for those who are cheating the system, if I, as a consumer or a customer, realize that is what somebody is doing, can I report to the GRA?
You see, pricing is a matter of business decision. If you buy from such people and they are cheating you, we don't have the right to arrest them. What you do is to change your customer and buy from another person.
That's why you and I often sit in this studio, we say, Charlie, the open market system is killing Ghana.
You see, the price build-up, GRA has no hand in it, but we don't want them to hide behind the VAT and say things are getting worse.
I understand.
So we have to teach them what to do with the VAT. We can go there and the person who was charging, let's say, 10% margin, after doing the right thing, will start charging 20-30% margin, and that will even bring the price higher. We have no right to say no or yes, because that is his business decision. It is up to the person to see whether he will be competitive in the market or not.
I agree. So what would you therefore say are the measurable financial benefits of the new VAT regime?
In fact, a lot of benefits have come. The effective rate under the previous regime was 21.9%, almost 22%. But this current rate it has brought it down to 20%. And 2% in business is not a small thing. Secondly, the COVID levy has been abolished entirely in this act. So we are not being charged COVID levy. The third instance is that previously, when you charge the levies, the 6% levies, 5% for national health insurance, get fund levy, and the COVID, you were not entitled to any deduction as input tax. But now you have to deduct. You have been given the free will to deduct, and it's a free money for businessmen. It's going to improve their cash flow and make them liquid. So it has a lot of financial benefits to the business community, which we are praying that will be transferred onto the consumer.
So the consumer benefits.
Yes, so the consumer will also.
We'll be keeping an eye on all that to ensure that the right things are done. But Charlie, moving away from that area, how does abolishing the VAT flat rate scheme improve the system?
So, as I said earlier, the flat rate was a distortion to the system, because somebody in the same business will be charging flat rate, another in another sector is charging a standard rate, and it is not the same, because the flat rate person will have to add all the costs and the VAT he has already paid into the cost build-up, and then the other person who is under standard rate will not be adding and will be deducting input taxes. So it was not fair. Now everybody, if you are VAT registered, you are charging standard. We are all standard. If you are not VAT registered, you are not VAT registered. So it brings a fair play for everybody in the system. People are not having to deal with different rates and deductibility of input taxes and all those things. Now we are all practicing the same, so that everybody be treated fairly.
I know you touched on it along the line, but give us specifics. What support is GRA providing to help businesses transition smoothly?
So we have engaged in sensitization. As I said earlier on, we have also developed guidelines. And
is the guidelines available for these?
Yes, it's at our website. You can have access to it at our website. It tells you how to calculate the VAT, how the input tax deductibility is done, and the cost build-up, what GRA expects you to do. Everything is there, and we'll continue the sensitization from station to station. Community centers, we will invite taxpayers and then educate them. I believe by mid-year, we should have a fair idea of the calculation and everything. Taxpayers should be able to do that.
And again, how does the new VAT regime, improve fairness and transparency in the market then?
Yes, as I said, all sectors are being treated the same. So there's no distortions in the system, and it improves transparency. It improves a cost build-up. Everybody knows what to do. And it makes the system more friendly for investors.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but GRA has been pushing electronic VAT invoicing and digital tracking. What percentage of VAT registered businesses are currently compliant with EVAT systems? Is it above 60% or still below half?
For the tax, for VAT compliance system, we are far below.
Far below?
Yes, 40%. The gap is 60%. We have 60% gap that we have to close. And it's difficult because Ghanaians, businesses are always not complying. They don't want to comply. But we hope by the end of the year we should be able to close the gap. One thing I also want to add is that the cost build-up that I've been saying, people are complaining that prices are up now. If I should demonstrate it to you now, using the same figure from the flat rate side to the standard rate side, you will see that the standard rate is rather cheaper. It's rather cheaper. If you do the computation, as I said, go to the website and get the guidelines. You see that taking the same pricing mechanism, you see that the prices are lower if you do the right thing under the standard rate. People are complaining that they don't get invoices to deduct. If you don't get invoices to deduct, it means if you are buying from the local market, then it means you are not buying from a VAT registered person. we will encourage taxpayers to buy from VAT registered persons who will give them the VAT invoice so that they will have the ability to deduct the input taxes from their cost build-up so that their prices will not go up. If you are importing and you're saying you are importing from Nigeria, Togo and those things, and you are not getting VAT input to deduct, then it means you are smuggling the goods.
Yeah.
The moment you pass through the custom approved route, definitely you get custom declaration which states the VAT you have paid, and then that gives you the right to deduct the input tax. If you are not doing that and you are buying from people who are not VAT registered, then it means you are causing a problem to yourself, because you will not have the VAT invoice to deduct the input tax. And if you are coming through unapproved routes, and for which reason you are not getting the custom declarations, then it means you are cheating the system.
But in as much as some of them are cheating the system, like you rightly say, and they are non-compliant, there's also the issue of under-invoicing, isn't there?
Well, in fact, that I can't confirm, but it is possible. Anything is possible in Ghana. Anything is possible in Ghana. People can under-invoice, carding, and all those things. We are aware. But our monitoring is also very high. We monitor these activities, and if you are caught, the law will deal with you. The law comes with a lot of sanctions. For now, we are doing sensitization. We want everybody to voluntarily comply. But after all the sensitization and everything, if you still find yourself not complying, then enforcement actions will be taken against you.
With the cost of, let me even chip in this one first, based on the under invoicing that I was talking about. Looking at these new reforms, are there some specific sectors like hospitality, construction, or let's say even imports that will see major VAT restructuring this year? That will enable you raking some more money, because we're losing millions.
In fact, all sectors, we cannot say this sector does better than the other. If a taxpayer is non-compliant, he's non-compliant. If he finds himself in hospitality industry or aviation, wherever he finds himself, he will still be non-compliant. And so we are not targeting an area, but our challenge has been with the informal sector, and we are praying that this time, this informal sector, with these reforms, they will improve on their compliance, and then will make the lot.
Tell us, what enforcement measures? Because people are under invoicing, people are non-compliant. So, what enforcement measures are in place to ensure compliance under the new system?
So, we want everybody to comply by issuing the commissioner's invoice or be on our electronic invoicing platform, so that everything will be smooth. Now we are educating. If you fail, then the enforcement actions will come in. If you fail to comply, if you don't issue the commissioner's invoice and you are caught, we will put surveillance on the ground, we will monitor, we will invigilate, we will move to people's shop. We want our taxpayers to know that when we come to your shop to monitor things, if you have nothing to hide, don't be afraid, because we are not interfering in your pricing system. But if we come monitoring and you are sacking us, then it means you are a suspect. It means you are doing something wrong. That's why you don't want, you feel intimidated by our presence, because when we come there, we just sit by and look at what is going on. We don't interfere in your sales, we don't interfere in your pricing. So if you are afraid of our presence over there, then it means you are not doing the right thing.
You have something to hide.
You have something
and
to
I remember
hide.
somewhere 2 years ago, some traders raised concerns. In fact, we
Yes.
had the GRA boss with us in the studios, and some traders were saying that they were being harassed, because from morning till evening, you had GRA staff with them in their shops and monitoring what they were doing, but they were uncomfortable, and they said you were harassing them.
You see, that is it. And they play to the political garage. You see, and it is not the best, because if you have nothing to hide, brother, you are not intimidated by our presence, because we will not come fidgeting with your things. We will just sit and look at your issuing of the VAT invoice and other things. We are not interfering. We will just monitor. And I can tell you for a fact that we monitored some businesses, and their VAT output VAT quadrupled. So it means they were suppressing the tax. They were either issuing and keeping the tax to themselves, or they were not issuing the VAT invoice at all.
Are they punished? Are there legal processes that they're taking through if they do those things?
Yes, you see, the Act says if you fail to issue the VAT invoice correctly, we should multiply the tax involved by 3 times, 300%.
So you pay?
You pay.
Okay.
You pay the 300%. And there are sanctions like taking you to court and jailing you.
Are you applying those laws?
You see, we want to be friendly to our customers.
Ghanaians don't want you to be friendly to them. Your customers, they don't want you to be friendly to them.
Voluntary compliance is the best to get the revenue. But if you push us to the wall, then the laws will apply.
For me, I think that we should start applying the law.
Yes, we
serve as a deterrent to them.
We have jailed some people in Accra.
Okay.
Yes, we have jailed some people because they have flouted the law. And so it is not easy to fight government when it comes to tax.
Sure.
So I don't want our taxpayers to get to that level. We are appealing to them to be comply voluntarily. If they push us to the wall and we litigate against them, it will affect their business and it will affect us too.
You have to expand the prisons.
Mr. Nati, tell us a bit about the filing of the flat rate system. How is it done? Because it looks as it's a challenge or a bother to so many people out there. For example, when you walk in, one of my colleagues was telling you that he hasn't filed in a long while because he hasn't got businesses and all that. So this flat rate, what is it about?
We are no more doing flat rate.
There's no more flat rate whatsoever.
Flat rate.
Okay.
So everybody is under the standard rate now.
Okay.
There's no more flat rate. So I said the system is being fair now. Everybody should be on the same wavelength. So that's
which is how many percent? 20, right?
The 20%.
The 20%.
But it's a cost build up. You have the right to deduct all your input taxes. So the difference is even not up to what you were charging under the flat rate regime.
As we conclude, in the long term, what impact is this new VAT framework expected to have on the economy?
In fact, it becomes investor friendly because this is what happens in other jurisdictions. The standard rate and the input deductibility, everything has been streamed to mimic international standards.
Okay.
And so the investing community now, they know what they are going to put their head into. We also want to appeal to our trading public that compliance is very key, because if somebody is to cry foul of this act, it's GRA, because our revenue is going to reduce if we maintain the same number of taxpayers and the same level of compliance, because the levies that we were getting straight away and then they were not deducting as input tax, we are no more going to get it, because now they are going to deduct those things as input taxes. And then the pricing, the flat rate, which was also giving us higher amount, is no more there. And so we have to rather expand compliance so that it will make up for the shortfalls we are going to get under the other side.
What will be your final words to traders and consumers out there?
My final word is, in Akan we say, it is we need money to develop Ghana. The whole of sub-Saharan Africa, we are the worst when it comes to tax. Tax to GDP is 13.5%, whilst others are making 18%, 20%. We are the worst. But we are the ones who have always been crying of being excessively taxed. It means the tax is on only few. Some people are not paying. We want to encourage everybody to build that a culture of paying taxes. Yeah. When you go elsewhere, if you flout the tax law, everybody sees you as an enemy
of the
state.
Yeah.
But Ghana, we rather applaud those people, those who are able, smart, and
they say tax evasion and tax avoidance.
Yes.
Which one is the
evasion is illegal.
Illegal, but avoidance,
it means you are taking advantages of the law, and then you don't expose yourself to too much tax using the law. But evasion is flouting the law.
Yeah.
So we want to appeal to Ghanaians. We need a lot of development in Ghana. We want Ghana to be like places that we have traveled to and seen. That it is tax that does that. If we don't pay our taxes regularly,
we'll not get what we want.
Not get it.
Mr. Dominic Nate is the CRO, that is the Chief Revenue Officer,
and also the DTRD with the Free Zones Unit, Head of Monitoring and Evaluation, and Adjunct Lecturer with the JRA Training School. Train them well, so they're coming to do a good job for Mother Ghana. Thanks very much, for your time with us this morning. Now, again, before you go, for multimedia, the month of March we set aside as Ghana Month, where we ought to love Ghana and treat Ghana better. What would you want to see happen to Ghana next year by this time when we're celebrating our 70th anniversary as an independent state or country?
I would love to see a Ghana where citizens are passionate about things of Ghana, consume made in Ghana goods, and promote Ghana everywhere we find ourselves. Our attitudes, our speeches and everything should show that we love Ghana, and we are ready to die for Ghana.
Sure.
And I also appeal to our leaders in the political realm to also show that love for Ghana in their decision making. That every decision they make should be a decision that will affect Ghana positively.
What you're saying basically, and I'm saying it, not him, I'm saying it, that to the politicians out there, sometimes when you're removing chop money, they say it's like removing hair from your nostrils or your nose. It's tough. Now, many people may avoid paying taxes or even evade paying taxes because to some extent they don't see the monies being used properly to develop this country. But if you would use the monies that you get from taxes, if you use it properly to fix our roads, to stabilize the electricity, do all the right things, Ghanaians will pay their taxes without grumbling. That's me saying it, not Mr. Dominic, Mr. Dominic Nati saying
Thank you for the caveat so that nobody
comes to. Oh, I know for you, they will come. If you say they'll come after you, they cannot come after me. So I understand. That's what I'm saying. That I am saying it. Right. Thanks very much for joining us, Mr. Dominic Nati. Tomorrow morning, we continue our Ghana Month conversations. Now, the DCE for Bosomtwe, Honorable Engineer Abdullah Hamidu, will join us, for a conversation tomorrow. We're talking about fixing the road to Lake Bosomtwe. It is the biggest, natural lake we have in West Africa. There's so much we can do with the lake. Unfortunately, the road leading to the lake is in a very poor state, and we have launched on Monday the thought leadership campaign to ensure that government or stakeholders will fix the Bosomtwe road. Tomorrow, the DCE for the area will join us for a conversation. We'll see how we can, achieve our aim. This has been Love in the Morning on the